Hello and welcome to another update video about AVAX. Yeah, slow market at the moment overall, but just a little bit of a consolidation phase on at a pretty high level actually. So we don't see any crash down, we don't see any deep pullbacks at the moment. Yeah, I mean some coins, including ETH, saw quite a deep pullback, you could say, a few days ago. But that's stabilized for now, and also AVAX isn't really affected too much by any crypto sell-offs. So we are going to take a look at the AVAX scenarios again. To be honest, not much changed since yesterday's update. So I want to share with you the two scenarios, or actually three, but to be honest, there are two support areas on the chart. So let's talk about the two support areas and which scenarios they relate to, because that will be very important going forward to decide, or let's say to understand how AVAX is likely going to move in the coming weeks. So we need to understand the relevant roadmaps and the relevant parameters that need to be respected for each of these roadmaps, yeah, and for each of these trends to play out. So at the moment I am actually primarily following on the orange scenario. At least this is the one that will be tested first. So if we get any pullback, the orange count, including the orange support region, will be tested first. So it makes sense to focus on this primarily, because it will be tested first, yeah. In this scenario, we're dealing with a large ABC structure. So A wave to the upside, then the B wave. So there's an option to have a shallow B wave already in place, or to get a deep B wave. It's actually the same scenario, the same wave count. It's just that in the yellow count, we have A overshooting B wave, C wave down, and then we go. Or in the orange count, we have A wave up, B wave down, and we go up more directly. Now, it's difficult to say which one it is, very difficult to distinguish between the different counts and scenarios. And the reason is that this chart just doesn't offer much clarity on the micro level. Okay, it's just, we have to accept that it is what it is. But because, so far there hasn't been any deep pullback here on the AVAX chart. And if I consider, for example, what Bitcoin is expected to do, which is a much clearer chart, and of course there are correlations, even though we should focus on every chart on its own, but still, when it comes to an unclear microstructure, then considering that, it could be in this wave too. Okay, Bitcoin could be in a wave 4, and they both might go only a little bit lower. That makes sense then to watch first for this orange scenario, because if I tell you we come down into this lower support region now, I mean, that's a 50%, 60% decline, right? I mean, it's a long way to go. Now that can only, that could all happen in a few days in crypto, don't get me wrong, but I would need to see the upper support area break to make that scenario much more likely. So therefore, at the moment, I see the decline as a wave 2. And then as soon as the wave 2 is finished, ideally in this region here between $32.76 and $46.92, well, then we can watch for the third wave rally to the upside, which should then unfold after that, and should still give us a fourth wave and a fifth wave to the upside. Okay, roughly targeting, I mean, the first main fib level there on the fib scale points towards $213. So looking at the 1 hour chart and looking at the alternatives, so actually I should go to the 4 hour, looking at the alternatives, if the price breaks below 32.76 and we are far away from that level, yeah, far away from that level, then I would be watching first of all for a deeper B wave pullback, or even the wave 2 to the downside. And in this scenario, we're probably dealing with something like a larger ABC structure in wave 2, or maybe even A wave down, overshooting B wave, C wave. But again, those deeper pullback scenarios, they would also be part of an overall bullish scenario still, because we're in a bullish market. Of course, they would make new bear market lows more likely, but then also we have some parameters to watch in this alternative scenario, alternative roadmap, which allows for a deeper pullback. For now, I'm watching for more direct upside in the orange count. Seems to make most sense at the moment. Also considering where AVAX is positioned compared to other cryptos, and it hasn't really moved down a lot, rather even seems to be consolidating here on a very, very high level. As I said, the next fib support is at the moment $46.92, and we're still holding way above that. My view is that it takes a break below this ascending trend line as a first confirmation that we're actually entering this wave 2 support zone. If you ask me about the microstructure, I'd even say that this here looks like an A wave down. We might be working on a B wave and could then come down in the C wave. That's my update about AVAX. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.